say figuring out your body between stress and strain is going to be
Okay.
huge. And so what I mean when I say that is stress is I'm pushing and I this hurts, but I can at this point I know I can still keep going because I pushed it there so many times to where it's like I know. But strain is a pain that it's like I immediately stop. Every time this is a new pain, it normally does not feel this way. I am like if you can begin to basically lean into when okay, cool, like usually and it'll typically come between reps 8 and like higher when you're actually getting fatigued, but you're consciously like, I know I can do more, and you keep pushing through that. That is what your body feeling stress feels like,
Okay.
right? Strain feels different, and you need to actually know when to stop. When you are
Okay.
strained, take time to recover. When you are stressed, though, you actually begin to build a tolerance towards it to where it's like, okay, this is what pushing to failure. Because again, we've already had that conversation that you're not actually trying to push to failure. You're pushing to
Right.
within 3 to 5 reps of failure. Like that's you're chasing that feeling, and that's what I think most advanced lifters are talking about when they're like, you
Um,
got to lean into the pain or you're chasing the pain. It's like you're not actually trying to hurt yourself, but you've already at that point built familiarity with it. Does that make
you know
sense?
where the yes, it does. You know where the
Okay.
boundary is, and I
Yes.
think I can relate to that in a way that when I was doing the machine press, the shoulder press yesterday evening, um, I did all uh, the sets with all the reps that I had set out to do, but it was better than I had done the week before. Whereas I recognized the week before on the last set, it was just okay. I can't do it, but
Mm.
at the same time, I had the same sense I can't do it, but I knew I could do it yesterday. And it's just like, okay, just do it. Just just pass through go through that.
If you don't actually know how to push in the gym, that shit doesn't matter. If you don't actually
Right.
know what you're trying to do with your food, which to me that was also something that took me time to develop, but it's like for me on that same thing, I'm still because bulking is getting mastery over bulking is actually something that's newer to me. The first time I bulked, I didn't really learn much besides okay, I have to eat a bunch. And like, but what does a bunch feel like didn't actually come until the last year's bulk when I was like, okay, cool, this is about what this should feel like. And now that I'm doing it again, I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm chasing this is the feeling that I know when I felt this is how I know I'm eating enough. And this is important because then you can do it like automatically without having to count calories all the fucking time. So it's like I'm looking to eat to the point to where I am no longer the food that I typically would really enjoy it doesn't excite me anymore. And I'm
Okay.
like, as I'm eating it, I'm like, this kind of sucks. I need to eat a little bit past that. And that's how I know. And when I wake up, I will feel uh not I will feel empty, but not like bottomed out empty. If I don't eat enough, then I wake up starving. And that's my
Gotcha.
cue that I didn't eat enough the day before. So, but
Okay.
the whole point is this is how you get good is you actually have to start to understand, okay, like we'll just bring it back to working out. With your workouts, if you can just figure out stress and strain right now, like that's gonna be crucial. It's gonna be
Okay.
crucial. Yeah.
Okay. On the other side of that was the shoulder press,
Uh-huh.
where I was not able to push up, do the amount that I had set out to do on the last set. And it's like, okay, I'm collapsing on the left side because of it.
Yeah.
So, in that regards, just I want to kind of mentally have an understanding is that's failure,
How did
or
that
is
feel?
it muscular failure?
No, how
Is
did
it
that feel?
couldn't go. I mean, how does it
So you were
feel?
here and it just kind of like you were like
Well,
trying to get it to go and it just wasn't going.
it was going to here, and it's like the right could go, but the left.
Yeah. How long did you stay in this position? Were you like pushing for a couple seconds or did as soon as you feel that, did you stop?
No, a couple seconds, and then I came back down. And I think mentally, it's like I don't want the attention at the gym, so I don't
Yeah,
want
for
others
sure.
to see,
For
hey, do you
sure.
want to? It's like, no, leave me alone.
Yeah,
Just
for sure. Yeah. Leave
so
me
I
the fuck
think
alone.
there's interruption, mental interruption that happens at that point. but when I'm on the machine assisted press, I don't have that same. The collapse isn't going to happen the same,
Hmm.
and so it's like, okay, if it fails, it's like it's okay. It's coming back down in a safe way. It's not
Hmm.
going to drop on my.
Of course. Yeah, yeah.
So that
So
that I think what I think I hear you saying is, and let me say it so that you tell me yes or no. Um, don't hold that position for 10 seconds fighting it.
training
Okay, go
timeout
ahead.
before you, because yes, this is exactly. I do want you to tell me in your own words. Would you mentally categorize that experience as stress or strain?
Initially stress, but had I held it longer, I think it would convert to strain.
I'm with you, a
Okay.
thousand percent. And here's why. How do you feel about it now? Like, how do your shoulder feel? It's a day after, right? Like, or a night after. How do you feel?
That's just it. I don't have the same muscular pain
Hmm.
in the shoulders. Now my quads, they're still sore,
Yeah, yeah,
but that
yeah.
was we're going on day 3 now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that could be two things though. Remember we got the DOMS, right? The onset muscle soreness, right? So, and
Yep.
we are older, right? Like I still got some time to
Well,
catch up to you, right?
the quads showed up the next day already, so they've
Got
been
you. Yeah,
da, da,
yeah, yeah.
da.
But that means you did really, really good. Here's the thing is I categorize that as stress for a couple reasons.
Okay,
There was no very intense acute pain, right?
correct.
That is what I would categorize as strain. Very,
Crossing the
very
gotcha.
intense, very acute, like I need to stop pain. Um, you were still able to to maintain the weight. There was no like snap or to where it dropped.
No,
And currently you're sore, but it's not like the end of the world. And
hmm
so to me, you're finding out the now degrees of strain, right? To where there's like, okay, I'm starting to feel it, and there's like probably this is as far as I need to be going,
okay,
especially since I'm lifting solo, right?
yes,
You need to know that. And but when you get here, just know every freaking time that you can pat yourself on the back and be like, you did good, for sure.
okay,
And know that feeling so that when you are approaching it, you can actually approach it, but not push too much past it, right? Because you're not looking to get to the spots where you end up hurting yourself.
correct. And I
Um,
need to know who I am at that point too. So recognizing it, I
yeah,
think, is what is important. On the legs, switching over real quick though, I
yeah,
did.
I love
I
talking about your
did.
legs.
What's that?
I
You
love talking
do?
about your legs, Dan.
Thank you. You just need to rub them for me. That
I
there
would
you'd be
love to.
providing a
Yeah, yeah,
value.
yeah. No, for sure. Look, I tend to use it's a shea butter oil.
Ah,
It's like
okay.
really good
Hey,
for massages, man.
and my legs are really smooth. They're just about hairless. So,
Mm,
um,
mm.
but what I did was I elevated my heels on
Mhm.
uh, the goblet squats just a little
Yeah,
bit. I think I was doing it correctly, but at the same time, I want to be sure that I'm not leaning forward. And so, just from the leverage perspective, if
mhm.
your heels are up, you can't go forward further. So, just maintaining that back, and I don't know if that possibly introduced the pain in the higher areas of the quads versus before.
Yeah,
And before was I don't know if I was getting more of a balance from the glutes and the quads simultaneous since the feet were flat on the floor. You
thousand
know,
percent. Yeah.
but at the same time, I don't want to. If I elevate my heel, am I losing the butt muscle growth? We don't want to lose
I
that.
mean, like, yes, or you're using less glute for sure.
Okay.
But that's not a bad thing. It's if you wanted to use more glute, then you would just space the legs out wider. But it's one of those things like
Okay.
I think it's a time and a place for everything, and a season to grow your quads and a season to grow your glutes. If you're trying to
Okay.
grow your glutes right now, then typically sumo stance and those types of wider stances are going to be better for that.